and thriving. My name is Andrew Murata, host of the program, and it is show number 200. That's right, show number 200. Just an amazing feeling here today on this beautiful Tuesday to be at show number 200. Proud member of the Education Podcast Network, Voice Ed Radio Canada, and wherever you are consuming your podcast, they're everywhere these days. You can find podcasts everywhere. So I'm just thrilled to be recording today and certainly live as well. If you are watching the show live, jump in with us and join us. I did just speak to today's guest, Superintendent Michael Carter of Oregon. And unfortunately, Michael had a technical difficulty, and he's not going to be able to join us today. But I do have a surprise here, and we're going to reveal that in just a moment. So show number 200, and let's get rolling. I do want to start with today's sponsor, riosgear.com. riosgear.com. Spring is here, and Rios Gear sponsors the program. There's so many different types of glasses. They float. Never had that before, right? I've lost so many glasses in the water. They float. Check it out, riosgear.com. And the discount code is Murata15. As we head into the spring and summer, being outside, being on boats, being on there, I would appreciate you supporting riosgear.com. And here they are. All right. And thank you to Rios Gear for sponsoring. Number 2, it is show number 200. I do want to thank not only my 199 guests I had previously, but also all the people that have kind of helped me here on this journey. I look at number 200 as kind of a monumental time here. It's kind of, I don't know, it just feels really good to have reached 200 podcasts. We celebrated 200 blogs a couple of weeks ago, and to be able to do something for this amount of time and keep rolling with it, it feels very satisfying. It feels very good. So if you listen to the show and you support the show, I thank you. And it's been a great journey. I hope to get to 300, 400, 500 more. I enjoy doing the podcast. I learn from people. I've learned so much about interviewing and talking to people and all that good stuff. So proud to have reached podcast 200. And the third thing today, look what just came out. Tales from the Hardwood. My latest book was just released. You can find it on Amazon. I do not have personal copies yet that I can sign, but those will be coming soon. But Tales from the Hardwood did just come out, released yesterday, Monday, April 4th, 2022, whenever you are listening to this. But it was the day of the Final Four or the championship game that Monday. And how ironic that on the day of the championship game was the Tales from the Hardwood came out, Surviving and Thriving. So this is not just a book about officiating, right? It's not about refereeing. It's about leadership. It's about experiences. It's about people. It's about mentorship. It's about failure. It's about success. It's about persistence. It's about family. It's about loyalty. It is about so many of these topics. And I was able to rope them into some stories here. And stories, experiences. I'm grateful to John Feinstein for doing the forward, as well as I had a number of people join me that wrote excerpts or vignettes, as they call them. Dr. Harold Abraham, John Adams, former NCAA coordinator of officials. Roger Ayers. Roger just worked the Final Four. The Duke Carolina game, long-time outstanding NCAA official. Ron Berdovich, who is a former leader of a conference. Chris Caputo, just named coach of George Washington University in D.C. Jose Anabel Carrion, my amigo, referee from Connecticut. My best friend, Dr. Francis Sellis, is in there. Nick Chuckrin, a former student of mine in Port Jervis. John Clockerty, former supervisor of the ACC basketball officials. J.D. Collins. J.D. Collins is the supervisor of the NCAA officials, the national coordinator of NCAA officials. Awesome. Brandon Cruz, official from New York. Steve Donahue from Philadelphia, coach at University of Pennsylvania. Gary Duda from Philadelphia. Andrew Myra, my paisan from Staten Island. Andrew, if you're watching, love you, brother. And Daniel Spanauer from North Carolina. Dan runs the Coaching and Leadership Journal. Dan's a coach. Dan's an author. Dan's a great dude. So all of those people wrote excerpts in here, tales from the Hardwood. And I do want to thank them for their contribution in the book. So again, it is on Amazon, and check it out. All right. I wanted to just read a couple of short things there from it. I'm not going to really read them all to you, but I'm just going to talk about a couple of the points. So the first one is in chapter 2, point number 10. Never miss a chance to let them see you shine. And I heard that from John Clockerty. Again, John is originally from Pittsburgh and a North Carolina, now lives in North Carolina, but never miss a chance to let them see you shine. And John, hello there, Michael. I see you joining me. I'm gonna have you on hold here a second, and Michael's able to join the show now, so we're gonna turn here. But anyway, John taught me that concept about never missing an opportunity to let them see you shine. And there's so many opportunities as leaders, as educators, right? We think it's just the time when we show up in front of the kids, right? Or just the time that we're quote unquote on. That's not true. It's when we're driving to work. It's when we're interacting with parents. It's when we pick up papers in the hallway. It's when we get on the loudspeaker. It's when we say hello to people. It's when we go visit the custodian in the office. All of those things, are when we have opportunities to shine. That was one of my takeaways. I lost Michael. I was going to bring him into the program here. The second one I would like to read is tip number 69, and that is called Shoulder to Shoulder. And that's in the chapter called Mentorship. Here it is here, Shoulder to Shoulder. And it is a story about my first time at the University of North Carolina when I was officiating. It was actually my first game. I had done a couple practice games, and it was my first time at the University of North Carolina. Ironically, they were in the championship game last night. So I was a little nervous, and the officials, talking before the game and getting to know each other a little bit, talking. And sometimes when the officials knew each other very well, they would commiserate. They would talk more than if you didn't really know each other. And I didn't really know these guys too well. So I just expected to stand on my side of the court and, just kind of be over there to myself. And when we walked out on the court, the head referee, Ramey Steins was his name. Ramey Steins came and stood right next to me and almost like shoulder to shoulder, touching my shoulder. And I just kind of was like, wow, he's standing very close to me. But after a little while, I started to realize he's here to support me. He's standing this close to me to calm me down and be next to me and talk with me. And we didn't talk a whole lot, but he stood next to me as a sign of support. And I wrote about that in here, how that made me feel, how he calmed me in those moments. And it was a simple thing, but it really was a huge thing on his part to show me that sign of support. So it's called Shoulder to Shoulder. And the next time you're at a game or the next time you're at an event, right, maybe look, the people running it, are they spread out? Are they come stand next to each other? Just the fact that he stood next to me like that, I thought was great. And the last point I'll share here, it is in chapter 8, and the name of that chapter is Mental Strength, right? As leaders, as educators, it is important that we show mental strength, that we have a strong mind and body. And so this chapter is called Mental Strength. So the first one in here is tip number 79. The brighter the lights, right? The brighter the light. So what does that mean? And people used to say, oh man, how about that big game? And how about that big game? And, how about traveling to Duke, or how about traveling to Notre Dame, or, places like that, right? Bigger venues, bigger events, right? And you can't get caught up in the hype. When I reffed at Orange County Community College right here in Middletown, New York, versus Madison Square Garden or Boston College or one of the bigger schools, I couldn't get like the wow factor, right? You had to do the job. So that concept of the brighter the light. So how did you uh, perform in those areas? Number one, I wrote in here, slow everything down, your mind, your breathing, your focus, not your intensity, and certainly not your running, but your decision making, your thoughts, and your inner workings. Slow. Number two, keep it simple. Same hotel, same type of car, same light meal before. Nothing to make this game or event seem more important than the others. Do your routine, stand tall, be confident. All the things you have done to get to this point. And the third, don't try harder. If you put too much pressure on yourself to try to be perfect, you will push too hard. I smile as I write this because I was guilty of this too many times. Trying too hard. Do your best and forget the rest. As I wrote this many times in the book, if you miss one, get the next one. Don't keep going back to the one you missed, but move forward to the next one. And the same goes in life. About that, about trying too hard. So, just a couple tips again from the new book that is out, Tales from the Hardwood. It is a blend of sports, leadership, lessons, commitment, community, partnerships with your colleagues, building relationships, all of those kinds of things here. Here's what it says on the back. Are you looking for the perfect blend of leadership, sports, and storytelling? Tales from the Hardwood is a book for you. Andrew Marotta does a masterful job, thank you, of blending these three passions through his 20 years of experience in all three areas. During his time as a Division I basketball official, Andrew learned a great deal about life, leadership, and through many ups and downs along the way. You will laugh, cry, and have your emotions move through the powerful true stories within the book, Tales from the Hardwood. I hope you check it out. It is on Amazon now, and I'll be getting some live copies in. So, all right. Well, that is all. We are going to meet Michael Carter here coming soon for show number 201. Unfortunately, he was not able to be with us today, but I do look forward to talking with him. Thank you for your continued support, and keep rolling, friends. If I could help you in any way, don't hesitate to reach out at Andrew Marotta 21. And the last shout out I'll give, it is booking season. People are booking for summer retreats. People are booking for keynotes for next year. If you're looking to do a workshop, have me in as a speaker, etc., I'd love to come and join you. And reach out if you are interested. Have a great afternoon, everyone, and keep rolling. Thanks for